morning. Good morning from Melbourne, Australia. Good evening to friends in North America. And hello to anyone watching on replay. My name is Nancy Hetker, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia. And today I'm going to start off showing you some brand new products that I received recently. Let me move that out of the way. I'm hoping that people remember and find me if you're in North America. I've tried to give you a heads up. My time here in Australia has changed. Our clocks changed. We started daylight saving time as we head into summer. And so my start time has changed by an hour. When your clocks change in North America in a few weeks, things will change again, but again, I will give you a heads up. So let's get into this. So a few weeks ago, we had a stamp sale, and so I bought 2 stamp sets that I'd had my eyes on that don't have coordinating dies or punches. Whenever they do a sale and they put one element on sale, it's usually still cheaper to buy the bundle with its 10% discount. So I focused on the ones that were stamps only. It turns out that these are some of the last red rubber stamps that Stampin' Up! Is going to be making. If you haven't heard this announcement, Stampin' Up! Is moving to photopolymer only. Never thought that day was going to happen, but they are, because the reality of 2025 is red rubber is a natural resource that is becoming more scarce, harder to source, more expensive, etc. And for many of us, the photopolymer is being able to see through it just makes it a nicer stamping experience. There are a lot of reasons why red rubber is a preferred material, but regardless, it's going away. Anyway, I wanted to show you some of the neat things about these 2 sets. This Happy Place is one that I'm going to be using in a project. But so this Happy Place, this isn't Happy Place, this is Petal Arrangements. And I grabbed it because these are largely Southern Hemisphere flowers. They grow quite a lot here in Australia, although I think these are actually South African originally. But regardless, this one is really neat because I'm going to flip it over here so you can see. It is the first one I've seen. You can use it as one piece. I haven't pulled it out of the frame yet, and I do keep the frame so that I know I've got all the pieces usually, but this one maybe not. So you can keep it as one, and again, I haven't pulled it apart, but you can mount it up on a big block as one, or they are cut so you can pull them apart and use them individually. So it's going to be really fun, I think, to play with that one. We'll see if I keep the frame on this one. I'm just going to set that aside. And then this one, I actually have it mounted up over here because we're going to use it. Don't know how well you can see the detail. Hello, Sarah and Gladys and Carrie. Thanks for joining me today. There is a lot of etched detail. It almost looks like a photograph. And I don't know if they're going to be able to get that much detail into photopolymer stamps. I have been seeing more with a lot of detail, but so that's going to be interesting. But I thought this was a really cool set because you can do happy retirement, happy birthday, happy for you, happy place, happy life, happy times, happy days, obviously. And then this is a million in sales stamp sets. So when Stampin' Up! Demonstrators reach 1 million in sales, they get to have input in designing a stamp set. And I think Sharon Armstrong reached 1 million in sales, and she put in, I think she wanted a technique set that works well with a variety of techniques, and so we're doing a technique today. But her signature on all of her videos is to say, hey y'all, she's from Texas. In fact, she's TX Stampin' Sharon, I think, is what she goes by on social media. So she always says, hey y'all, and that's there on the set. Hi Jenny, thanks for joining me. So those are those two, and like I said, we'll be using that one in a project in a minute. But then I also wanted to show you, these are some pre-orders I did from the upcoming November online exclusives. And the other change that Stampin' Up! Is making, as they've moved to photopolymer only, is they've moved away from these DVD cases to store stamps to these plastic pouches. They are similar to what we've had our dies in for many years, but what they have done is made the dies and the coordinating stamp set in the same size pouch, so that if you like to store them together, you can just store them together. I am still storing my dies in separate magnet sheets. I hold on to this for when I go to resell, so that's not such a big change, although I do like that it's going to be a consistent size with these, because when I go to sell, it's easier to keep them together. And yeah. But this does mean that I eventually will have to change up how I store things, but for the moment it's going to work just fine to integrate with my stamps that are in DVD cases, and it'll probably take a year or more till I'm all these. If you want to, if you really, really like the DVD cases, they are still selling the DVD cases in packs of 4. If you're like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic, I want to take all my stamps out of DVD cases and put them in these, they are selling these in packs of 10. So you can convert if you want to. I'm just going to let it naturally happen as I wind up selling things. So let me show you the stamp sets themselves. Banner Sayings. This reminds me a lot, especially the printed ones, of the itty bitty, what do we used to call it? Itty bitty sayings, itty bitty, I can't remember now. But this one has a coordinating punch, which is really nice. Punches are so fast and easy. That's going to be nice to have for a lot of things, even if what you're doing is just making little strips of paper to go behind things and not with the stamp set. And then this Friendly Foliage that has these dies, and you can see you can coordinate with that. Oh, and that's the nice thing about the packaging for the dies, is they now have a picture of the dies on the front. The old ones, they didn't, and it was all in little tiny, yeah, it was not so good. So there's the Friendly Foliage. I look forward to playing with that. And then Pop-Up Petals. And these dies, it's called Pop-Up because it's got these pieces here that you can cut. I mean, obviously we can cut them on a paper trimmer and everything, but this is going to be quick and easy to make things that pop up from the center of cards and stuff. So looking forward to that. And then, remember I was talking about detail on stamps. This one is a background stamp. This is the first background stamp that I've seen on photopolymer. We had canvas. I think we had another one that was linen. I love this just to add a really subtle background depth to, without using designer series paper, but being able to stamp it. Love it. Jumped on that right away. So that's my take from the November online exclusives. If you are not making it a habit to go and look at the online exclusives, and you're just relying on the print catalogs, you are missing probably at least 50% of our offerings. And it would not surprise me if within 2 to 5 years, we perhaps don't even have print catalogs anymore. So get in the habit of looking at the online exclusives, because there's a lot of really great product there. Okay, so for today's project, I am going to be using this Happy Place that I talked about already. And I've gone ahead and mounted up the Happy and Retirement. And I'm going to be doing the baby white technique. And it's been a long time. I used to do it quite a bit, and then I'm not going to say it fell out of favor. We just moved on to other things, and now we're coming back to it. In part, I think, because of Sharon's push with this stamp set. So what you do is you grab some baby wipes or damp paper towels. Baby wipes are they're very convenient. They're nice. And you take some re-inkers, and we're just going to put down color. Now, you could do it very variegated and just do drops of color, kind of like making tie-dye. And that's how I've usually done it before. But today I'm going to try to get some stripes of color to work with that design. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to start I'm going to leave a bit of space to let them fill out and see how they go. And I can always go back in and add more. So that was Azure Afternoon. This is Flirty Flamingo. And this is Daffodil Delight. I can see I am going to have to add more. And that's fine. Ink is really inexpensive and it goes a long way. So I am not concerned about how much I need to use here. And you can stamp quite a bit with these. Basically, you're doing a self-made ink pad. And depending on where you place your stamp, you'll get the different colors. So let me bring in a piece of basic white. So I am going to ink this up, but because it's got such strong placement, I don't want to do too much, moving around to the stamp set. There we go. Let's see how we do here. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I've got a little more of the detail filled in than perhaps I would want. So I'm going to try again. And I'm going to try maybe less. pressure. Oh, nope. Too far the other way. Okay. See how we go. I'm happier with that. I'm going to try not cleaning it off. Okay, I'm going to try one more here because I'm trying to get happy medium, I think. That one was okay, it's this one. Ha! Okay, we're going to let those sit for a minute. I'm going to put this into that container. That should keep it moist for a little while. So I can come back to it if I want to. And then I'm going to bring in my card base. I chose crumb cake. And what I'm going to do, move those out of the way, bring in my crumb cake ink. And retirement. I'm going to go ahead and use some Post-it tape to tape it down on that side, so I don't have to worry about it moving on me. Trying to get it lined up and as straight as possible, which, you know, concentrating hard here. Okay. So, there's that. So now, you could do a nicer job of just cutting that out and putting it on there. I am actually going to cut out each letter, I think. And again, no dies, but these are pretty straightforward block letters. So I think I can do it. I'm going to start at least by cutting out the outline, because maybe that's as far as I'll go. We'll see how it looks. What have you guys been up to? We had my stamp camp on Saturday, and Sarah was here for it. I think it went well. People seemed to enjoy themselves, got a lot of stuff done, which was good. So that gives you an idea. But I still think it'd be fun to cut out each letter. So let's do that. Oh yes, making envelopes. That is, I sometimes find that a big challenge that I don't enjoy. Could have been better. I'm concentrating. Hey Paula, glad you found me. Like I said at the very beginning, my clock changed on Sunday. North American clocks will change in a few weeks, so all of this will change again. Just when you've gotten used to when I am, I think it will change again for those of you in North America who watch live. Always available on YouTube, available for 30 days on Facebook. And now let's finish off this H. Okay, so I have seen a couple different ways to line things up and have them be accurate. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Y'all know my press and seal. So if you don't have press and seal, but you do have Post-it tape, that's another good way to do it. Just take a strip of Post-it tape and put it down over it. I think this one moved. Yeah, I'm still happy with that. I don't feel like it needs to be absolutely perfect, but close to it is good. And I'm sure you all know about using your edges. No waste. A lot of times I hang on to them to be able to do long runs of things, but I don't need that today. Okay, now I'm just going to pull all the backings. So next time I do one of these, I'll probably make the stamping on the base less dense. Spread them out a bit more. Fewer of them. And those things you figure out by doing and looking at it and deciding. Do a little tidy here. Bring the card back in. Happy retirement. It needs something. What does it need? So this is the day's sentiment, and I'm just going to try that. Did you see what I did there? I did it full strength, and I looked at it and decided it might be a little strong. To go with how that came out. So I did a second generation, or I treated that as Stampin' Up, and then I did this one. So let's try cutting this out. This is not my forte some days. I don't know, this pair of scissors. So our snips stay sharp a really long time, but they do get a bit dull after a while. So I take them to my knife sharpener. Usually here, at least, a lot of the markets have them. At least occasionally. And while I do my shopping, they get a nice renewal on their blades. So it may be time to do that with this pair again. If you see, I'm keeping my blades essentially still and turning the paper. Oh, I don't know, can you hear that? They're blowing. The council is great. They come through every week and they clean, they blow the footpaths, the sidewalks, and the like the gutter at the curb to get it clean, which is great, but it is briefly noisy, and it's often right when I'm with you guys, because I come through and do it like the day before rubbish collection, which is Thursdays. Okay, so I think I will add that. A bit of this. So, happy retirement days, hopefully. Come here. What do you think? And then we need a panel on the inside. Did I lose y'all? You still here? That's my card for today. I'm sure I've got ways to improve on it, but not bad for a first go. Yeah. So, thanks for joining me today. There is how to contact me. My website is nancysniftynotes.com. That's where the blog post for this card will be. And what else did I want to show you? If you have any questions, you can reach me at nancy@nancysniftynotes.com. When you go to my website, there will be a pop-up to sign up for my newsletter. If you do that, you will receive my October newsletter that has, I can't even talk today. It has a free card tutorial. Each month I do send out a free card tutorial in my newsletter, so please do feel free to subscribe for that. And I'm being vacant because all of a sudden I'm blanking on which card tutorial is in there, so I could show it to you, but oh well. When you sign up, it will come to you automatically. Also, another fun fold card tutorial will come to you automatically as well. So, see you same time, same place next week. Nothing changes for next week. We've got several weeks at this time, so bookmark it in for the next month or so. Okay, talk to you later. Bye-bye.